Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Keke in the building.
Good morning, good morning. I'm fine, I'm fine. You remember that guy that gave us table calendars?
Yes.
He sent me a text yesterday. Today is his wife's birthday.
Wow.
Her name is Veronica Ibirunke. I don't know her age. You didn't tell me her age, eh?
You met him in the UK, right?
That's where I met him. I didn't know him before then. I met him.
Like, you need to send me his number because I've not really spoken to him directly.
Okay, I'll send you his number.
Yeah.
I won't forget.
Happy birthday to his wife, Veronica.
Yes, happy birthday, Veronica. And his own name is Temitokbe Ibirunke. And thank you for the calendars. I thanked him in England as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Lovely, lovely calendars.
Thank you, and happy birthday.
Ramatu,
yeah.
Looking nice and green.
Thank you. Good morning.
What's happening?
I'm doing very well. As of, I have a story. I have one gist.
What happened?
On Tuesday last week, I was on my way to the office. On the narrow road, you know, there are potholes on the road. So there was this Keke that was coming behind me, was struggling. You know how Keke, they always want to struggle and come on the road. Was struggling to come to the road, and then I was like, who is this one? I was like, okay, let me just let him pass. He just came to the front, and when he came to the front of, when he was in front of me, there was another pothole. He was trying to maneuver the pothole, and then the Keke just flipped and fell.
Can you imagine?
On you?
No, on the road.
Yeah.
In the
I was scared. Yes, I was scared. I was like, I hope everybody is fine in it.
There were people inside.
They came down. I was like, very good. They are going to jack this driver and collect their money and maybe tell him why did he drive them anyhow.
Oh.
They came down. Guess what they did? They came down, helped him carry the Keke back, and entered and
continued. It's just amazing.
Honestly.
They're careless. They risk their lives, and you know the accident of that thing is not easy.
Very bad.
Yeah,
very bad.
The injuries you get.
I was just too surprised. I was too shocked.
Is this what we call the resilience of Nigerians?
Meanwhile, it's my first time on the show with.
Yes.
Thank God I met her
at the retreat. Yes.
I'm doing well. I'm doing fine. I just wanted to talk about NYSC. So I have a staff who recently went off to do for her NYSC. And I remember before she left, she was complaining. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to go. They had taken her to Jos, coincidentally. Just the usual complaints. Is it safe? Is it, And I tried to assure her, of course, and give her what I felt honest feedback, And she got there. She did not even spend 24 hours.
She came back.
Oh, the weather is so nice. The people are so hospitable and everything. So the reason I'm saying this is I understand the risks now, of course, sending people really far away, especially with security issues. But, when you get to leave your comfort zone or your state that and move to somewhere else, you are surprised to find Nigerians who are who don't have horns on their heads. They're just regular Nigerians, really different people, different vibes. I get that. Yeah, I get that, but I'm also saying it's an opportunity. This NYSC really, in that regard, allows you to understand your country better and move. So
I have
just good.
I have a serious problem.
What happened?
Our Band Aid bill has arrived. Between yesterday and today, we've been in pain. In fact, my entire mini estate is in pain. Almost 500,000 naira.
What?
1 month's bill.
Per household?
Per household.
Wow. Per household?
Yes, 480,000 naira is our own bill. Today I was afraid to turn on the heater. I had to bath with cold water for the first time in a gazillion years. I forced myself. With this heater, I'm not turning it on today. I bathed with cold water today. And I was just, I feel helpless.
Wait, so which one? Do you still buy diesel?
No, we buy
Band-Aid.
But we have electricity. But
so they have, 23 hours? Or
we used to have 23 hours. But now they're saying that we're going to have 20 hours. But my husband is just depressed. He said, I am in pain. He had been saying this yesterday, I'm in pain.
But what do you think?
I'm afraid.
So do we want
there's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but you know how we always say that, give us the thing and let's pay for it. Is that what
Please, I'm not paying that.
So what?
Do you want to opt for another band?
Yes, I'll go to Bansi. So I already agree. I want fantasy. Give us just
one bad B, but we don't see anything in my estate. I think that they have picked us out with.
I said, I don't even know what to do. I can't even make any calls because I don't even know what to do. All the men, they're just saying I'm in pain. The WhatsApp group, all the men say they're in pain.
Usually your light use, how do you do it? Are you regular Nigerian light use, or you have been consistent?
We try to be very consistent in ensuring, managing the electricity, but even no matter how we manage, all the washing machine, the heaters, the air conditioners, we are just going to, everyone start washing their clothes by themselves now.
So you put on all the air conditioners in your house?
Of course not. It's only when you're in the living room, we turn on the air conditioner. In the bedroom, you turn on the air conditioner. So in the day now, nobody's in the house. When the kids come on, you turn on the air conditioner. So it's not that we're not using it anyhow.
I don't know. But it's a lot of money.
I'm worried. I'm hearing
it's a lot of
money. Bill.
I can imagine. I will just faint.
Anyway,
if I don't come to the show next week, just know what has happened.
Kids, I want to do birthday party. We are really reconsidering this party.
Oh no.
In fact, we are just saying, guys, I'm not sure we can do a birthday party right now.
Oh no.
It's a lot of money. I don't even know. I'm just thinking. Anyway, let's go on a break.
Good.
500K.
Yeah.
$1 million naira in a month.
1 month. I don't understand.
That means in
I'm just smiling.
I'm smiling.
Fear, don't let me talk.
We never get.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Fubara lawmakers' feud throws rivers into turmoil. Cybersecurity levy to tackle crimes and terrorism. More food items, drugs, educational materials to be exempted from the VAT. EFCC to arraign Sirika, daughter, son-in-law for 4.135 billion naira fraud. FG sets next year completion date for Abuja Kaduna Kano Casino Road. And troops pull out of Ukoma community. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, I'll start with the EFCC is set to arraign former aviation minister Hadi Abubakar Sirika for alleged corrupt practices involving about 4.135 billion. He's to be arraigned along with his daughter Fatima, his son-in-law Jalal Sulehama, and a firm Al Burak Global Investment Limited. So EFCC says it's charging them for alleged consultancy contract fraud for Nigerian Air, which is over 1.3 billion, alleged corruption related to the contract for apron extension at Katsina Airport, about 1.4 billion, alleged gratification of 1.3 billion, and according to the EFCC, some of against, the section in the Constitution, all this. But it says the charges before them are as follows. Hadi Abubakar Sirika, while being the Minister of Aviation between 2022 and March 2023, he used this position to confer unfair advantage upon Tianero Nigeria Limited, whose alter ego, Professor Gabriel Tillman, who was his associate, and, also they said he had conferred undue favor also on Al Burak Global Investment Limited, alter ego Fatima Hadi Sirika and Jalal. So that company was actually being his daughter and her husband were actually the ones behind it. So he was giving undue advantages to this company, and still there was no, as we know, Nigerian heir. So they'll be appearing in court for this. How sad, you know, that we our corrupt practices, we drag our whole family, everybody, and everybody's embarrassed. But I hope that we're able to recover all our monies.
Yeah.
All right, another story, Nation.
Okay, so I have more food items, drugs, educational materials to be exempted from VAT. I think the federal government is really trying to cushion the economic effect on its citizens. So they said large number of food items, medications, educational materials, and other items are to be exempted from value-added tax. The federal government plans to streamline taxes and improve the business environment. The Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, led by Taiwo Oyedele, at a policy exposure and impact assessment session, said the series of proposals were aimed at streamlining Nigeria's tax system, reducing burdens on businesses and consumers, and ultimately stimulating economic growth. He also said there's now a committee which he discussed other proposals to reduce companies' income tax rates, increase exemption threshold for personal income tax, while a central focus of the proposal is a shift towards a more socially sensitive VAT regime. So they just want to remove VAT from medications, educational items, and food, some of the food items.
That should help.
So when you go to buy drugs at the pharmacy, just make sure you check out your receipt and check if the VAT is 0.00.
Okay.
Okay, so after nearly 3 months of the murder of the soldiers and the displacement of the people of the Okwama community, the soldiers have now left and they can go back to their house. So the governor announced with happiness that they can now go, that he has spoken to the soldiers have agreed to leave, and the displaced persons can come back to their community. He's very happy, and he was very, very grateful to the president, and grateful to the chief of army staff, and grateful, and just grateful, and was thanking.
I think he has his community back.
Exactly.
Which is good.
How's the investigation going? Do we know?
They didn't mention the investigation, but they said they called the soldiers, the headquarters, the defense, and they said that they moved out on the 6th of May. Wow. But that they will still have troops patrolling.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the presidency yesterday said that the cybersecurity levy that is trending, everybody's talking about this cybersecurity levy right now, is the hottest topic in Nigeria, has been introduced to tackle crimes of terrorism across the nation. According to the nation, lost about 275 billion naira, approximately $762 million to crypto crime, cyber crime in 2022. It also claimed that this levy is what they have in Rwanda and Ghana. Specifically, many people have resisted it. I mean, Labour Party, organized civil service, organized the
CSO.
The CSO, that's the coalition of northern groups, actually. TUC and other groups have actually come out to completely discredit and say that it's not time, because of the hardship Nigerians are going through, it's not time for any additional levy. But the federal government has said specifically that the act, the new act, the Cybercrime Act of 2024, is meant to protect the nation's economy from complete collapse. It's not targeted at Nigerians and citizens. Those criticizing the act are not very aware of what it's the rationale behind it. He said that apart from that, there have been about several SIM swapping attacks. Companies like Flutterwave, a leading African fintech company, has faced several allegations of security breaches in recent months. So these are part of the things they're trying to stop with this levy, because the money gathered will be taken and given to the National Security NSA and the domicile at the CBN to help fight cyber crime. So they need this money to fight cyber. If not, they will not be able to combat a lot of these attacks.
So it's like us paying for our gateman or something.
Something like that.
For our security.
When you pay for the gateman and you pay for account maintenance, there is mechanic inside the bank.
Everything. All charges.
Then you pay for POS this and the transfer of that. Come on.
Just too much.
There's a lot of
too much.
Yeah.
FG plans fresh audit of 2.7 trillion naira subsidy claims. Police probe e-money over 1.2 billion naira dispute with Lagos firm. Abducted editor resigns after newspaper apologizes to Gbajabiamila. Pro-Fubaram speaker emerges as PDP rejects impeachment calls. Detained journalists, protesters storm office, the force headquarters.
Okay.
The 3 states demand $501 million loan repayment suspension, and police to go after illegal POS operators. Okay, let's take one story.
Okay, let me go. We have the Chief Executive Officer of Emi Cargo and Shipping Services Limited, Emeka Okonkwo, popularly known as E-Money. He's under investigation by EFCC, and it has to do with an alleged 1.2 billion naira dispute with a vehicle dealing company, Autocar Limited in Lagos. So the story is, you know, he does like clearance of vehicles that have been imported, and this company had reached out to him, and he cleared their vehicles. And they said this happened, I think, 21, 22, and they haven't received their vehicles. You know, they never heard anything back from him. And when they finally approached him, he said he has sold the vehicles. At first, you know, he did not tell them what was happening, so a lot of back and forth. That he has sold it because the company was owing him money, and also alleged that the chairman of that company had asked him to sell the vehicles. The chairman says there was never a time he told him that, and that he should show evidence of that conversation. And so that's where they are. Why didn't you ever hand over the vehicles to them, and were they owing you money or not? But that's it.
Okay, that's going to be a very short program. We come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka, the first. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this, because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch, and I have a story about the detained journalists. Protesters are planning to storm the force headquarters today in Abuja. So protesters have vowed to go to the Nigeria police force in Abuja today over the prolonged detention of the reporter with the Foundation for Investigative Journalism. That's Daniel Ujuku. Flyer circulating on social media shared by activists and journalists, among others, on Wednesday, called people to join for a peaceful protest at the police headquarters today by 9 a.m. So it's possible it has already started, and the former, if you recall, the former presidential candidate, Shure, that's Omoyele, so they also shared the flyer with the reporter's image, and they're planning to go there today. So hopefully it will be peaceful. They will not throw tear gas at the people, and they will allow them to express their freedom of protest.
Yeah, and as a follow-up, kind of, the abducted editor has resigned after the newspaper that he was working for apologized to Femi Gbajabiamila. It says he resigned his position as the editor of the First News. The newspaper put out a statement saying the story written by titled "How Gbajabiamila Attempted to Corner 30 billion 66 houses straight society" has now said the management, in a statement on Wednesday, said it found out the story contained falsehoods and fabricated stories, handed out to us facts by a misleading source, which was highly negligent on our part, for which we deeply tender an unreserved apology to the Chief of Staff of the President. As a responsible media organization, we state very categorically we have no malicious intent towards the person of the Chief of Staff. So, and blah, blah, blah. So he now says he's resigned and that I hereby tender my resignation as the general editor of First News. And he also stated that in no distant time, the truth will come out and then it will be my word against theirs.
Okay. And that's very important.
So yeah, I have a story of the CAC registration. Police go after illegal POS operators. So now the POS operators, they want them to go and register their businesses under the CAC. And the federal government is now saying the reason for this mandatory registration of point of sales operators nationwide, it will reduce kidnapping and help security agencies arrest recipients of ransom payments from kidnapped victims. And it also vowed that security agencies will go after POS operators who fail to comply with the directive to register with the Corporate Affairs Commission after July 7, 2024. It also said that they are going to have a 24-hour service center to help prospective applicants get a prompt response to inquiries and approvals. And it also came against the backdrop of frequent fraud incidents involving POS terminals and plans to stop trading in cryptocurrency of any virtual currency by the central bank.
Right.
Yeah, so the POS, I'm thinking that, is that not abuse of Naira? Are we not buying Naira?
Yes,
you pay charges to buy Naira.
To withdraw. Yeah.
I don't know that it's a crime.
You're buying, you're withdrawing your own money.
You're withdrawing your money with charges.
Don't they charge you?
They charge us everywhere. But
Bank
what we're saying
using
is
Naira in that
this
case.
to get
Bank will charge you. You go and withdraw. You put in your money, they charge you. You take it out, they charge you.
The same thing.
Why can't they just put the money in our in the machines, the ATM?
So that's the problem.
Get our ATMs and
One of my staff went to get her statement of account the other day. She spent 5 hours. Just no money, statement in the bank.
You can actually just get that from your. You can request for that on your app and just go pick it up.
Well, I hear that for those who have big businesses, there's a limited amount you can do on your. Yeah. You have to go to the bank.
Moving on quickly now to Vanguard. Let's find a story not taken. LP PDP reps Feniferi Keke as Umahi battles Atiku. Military withdraws troops from Okwama. Naira depreciates further as dollar sales to Bureau de Change wobble. Cybersecurity would further pauperize Nigerians, says TUC, Obi, and others. I was going to take the Naira. So the declining fortunes of the Naira persisted yesterday with further depreciation in the parallel market due to re-emergence of speculation and hoarding, even as some of the Bureau de Change companies withdrew from the central bank dollar sales program. Vanguard also learned that in spite of the sustained nationwide raids and arrest of street currency hawkers, the Naira further depreciated yesterday to 1,400 Naira to the dollar in the parallel market from 1,415 per dollar. So data from also showed that the Naira further depreciated. So, I mean, they are constantly battling. We all know that the long-term result for this is really production and exporting. But these are all just measures to help to stabilize the currency. But we really need to begin some kind of production internally and begin to export so that we can actually get more dollars to strengthen our Naira.
Or face solid minerals.
Yes.
Serious solid minerals in Nigeria.
Okay, leadership paper. Let's take a final paper. CBN unveils list of licensed deposit money banks. Will resist forceful takeover of Rivers. Zenith Bank shareholders okayed 125 billion naira dividends payout. And 38 days after army withdraws from Okwama, EFCC arraigned Sirika daughter today.
Yeah, I have the CBN. They said, amidst the rush for recapitalization, 4 deposit money banks in the country have upgraded their banking license from regional banking to national banking license as the number of banks in the country rise to 44. So they said in the just released list of licensed financial institutions by the CBN, we have now 7 international banks, 15 banks with national licenses, 4 with regional licenses, 4 non-interest banks, 6 merchant banks, 7 financial holding companies, and 1 representative office in the country. For the banks that are now international, Access Bank, Fidelity Bank, First FCMB, First Bank of Nigeria, Guarantee Trust Bank, UBA, and Zenith Bank.
Wow.
Okay. International bank.
Yes.
7.
Okay, Nigerian Tribune. Rivers crisis deepens. Everybody's running from Rivers story. Okay. FG High Court, Federal High Court actually restrains PDP from removing Damagum as national chairman. Our Patronal Day, 37th Memorial Service holds today. Bullying, Ekiti Varsity expels 2 students over flogging of colleague. CBN extends processing fees on cash deposits to September 30th, and reps to probe Binance executives escape from NSA's custody. Okay, which story?
I took the bullying, the University of Bamidele Olumilua, University of Education, Science and Technology, Kere Ekiti, have expelled the 2 students that were caught in the various. One was seen beating the girl, and the other one gave her the stick to beat the girl. And the girl they were beating, or she was beating, was saying, please, I'm begging, was begging her. And she says, no, let me draw blood from you, easily or hardly. So the university have expelled both of them, not the one that was beaten, the ones that were doing the beating, or the one that was doing the beating and the one that provided the stick. They said they don't support such behavior. They had signed a state. No. Sorry, I have to look for it. The NYSC is violating their rules.
Okay.
So the extant rules that they signed, the oath they signed when they entered the university.
Okay. All right, I think that's all we can take. Is there any other story we missed out? I think we have 1 minute left.
Fubara.
Yeah, you have Fubara story?
No.
Nobody took Fubara.
I actually read part of it, but it's such a messy. Honestly, I predicted it will happen. You know, when we went and signed the pact of the president, I knew that this will happen. You know.
Let me just tell those who are interested. It says, Governor Fubara has warned all heads and officials of the 23 local government areas in the state from appearing before the Rivers Assembly, threatening to sack any official who disobeys the governor's directive conveyed by an online circular signed by the Director of Information, dated May 7th. Directive is furtherance of full-scale political war between the governor and members of the Martin Amewule-led State House of Assembly on one hand, between the governor and the minister of FCT, Wike on the other hand. So they are too divided. Fubara had earlier declared that in the eyes of the law, the state does not have state lawmakers, as 27 lawmakers had defected from the PDP to the APC, thereby losing their mandate as enshrined in the Constitution. A lot of drama going on in that state, but
a lot of drama.
I thought they had buried the hatchet.
The APC has asked
so Fubara has said, now I am going head to head. I am not afraid of anybody. We will take this and see where it lands. So we'll see.
And you know, if I were a past governor, I would just let the governor that is there.
Is there evidence? Did they say that? Did Wike go to Rivers? Do you have evidence?
No, but Wike has been giving interviews now. Wike has been giving interviews.
But Wike is not even someone that will keep quiet. We all know
let's not leave the political story for the president. We'll bring in the politicians to come and share with us what's going on right now.
We have to bring Wiki and Fubara together.
I would love to have Wiki on the show, but
it will be amazing.
It will be amazing to have you, you know. But hey, you know, many of these people would just rather not come. But let's go on. It's Thursdays, our gisting day. Stay with us.
To the universe.
Yeah, universe. Please bring Wiki to our show.
Yes.
And Fubara.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
How do you make a complete meal in minutes?
Try AdMe. Done.
Gentlemen, Pearl, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger,
Take it.
today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison. Ikechu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without one.
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
Such a feud.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You say I want to make them better now.
Rock heart.
No, of the goat.
when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat?
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know, you people, you know. Okay. Mention.
Thanks for staying with us. So today it's Thursday. I would like to discuss family, relationship, and life in general. And a story caught our attention, which I thought was something worth talking about. I think it was a tweet or not a tweet, a message on X. I don't even know how to describe this anymore. There's a message on X, can't even say the name of the person, but she said something that caught our attention. Said, I know a number of successful ladies who lead successful organizations, and they are fearless in their work, but they struggle in their personal lives. Going through divorce, some of them have failed relationships, and some are going through serious therapy. In this success, if this is success, it's cost people's mental life, mental health. So according to the person, it's like, yes, you want to be successful, but can you also have a good mental health with that success? And it reminds us of that conversation, like, can a woman really have it all? You know? And then somebody responded and says, the harsh truth is that nobody wants to hear this. You got to speak a struggle. You can't have it all. The more effort you put into one aspect, the other one suffers. And I think we also are faced with that reality. Sometimes you want to be there for your children's end of the year concert, but unfortunately you have to travel to a different state because there's an important meeting that you have to be there. You know, so you have to make sacrifices. Something must give. But others then say that as you climb up, you need more commitment in your career. How does it affect your personal relationship? How does it affect your family? How does it affect even your dreams for your children and grandchildren? So, and I think about this sometimes. Because even me as a woman, I think about these, like, which one is my struggle? And I always give an example of my mother-in-law, you know, and I always compare her to my own mom. My mom was driven. She was a career person. She had a business. She was making money, traveling, you know, wanted the whole life. And at some point, she just stopped it and was with her husband, you know, to nurture her husband and care for her husband when her husband was sick. And here's my mother-in-law. She was not one of those very ambitious persons. She was just a mother, minding her business, raising her children, a headmistress. And today, she's also reaping the benefits of that sacrifice. You know, so, and I'm looking at both women and I say, okay, these are choices they've made, and they are almost getting to the same point where they are old, happy, successful, and you still achieve. So why are we all doing all this, struggling to build this, build that, and just because we're all going to the same destination? What are your thoughts? I mean, let me come to you. What are your thoughts on this? Can we really have it all? Do we have to have it all? Mariam, want to start?
Oh, okay. Okay. So, first of all, I think this is a struggle for all human beings, for all adults. I'm not very comfortable when it's gender specific, but, well, it's been couched that way. Yes, for everything we do, you know, definitely we need to think about how it affects us personally and otherwise. People have, I know of many, you know, people who, when we're in banking together, they've gone ahead and they've just gone up the ranks. They're doing very well for themselves. You know, they're middle management level right now and even higher. And on the outside, you know, looking in, for me, they seem to have their lives just, you know, put together. And some of them also have businesses on the side. Yes, there may be some of them who are not married and would want to be married, but are they happy? They are. And then you look at someone like me who, you know, didn't stay in that sector for too long. And yes, there are things in their lives that I wish that I have now, that I wish I could do now. But I'm not unhappy with my life. So I appreciate where they are as long as they're happy. You know, what you also said about the person saying people are going through therapy, people are going through divorces, or women are going through therapy, are going through divorces. I don't like that because it makes it sound as if it's the consequence of success. Some people are able to put, you know, for it to work together. For me, it's the question of, are they getting the sort of support that they need? When a man goes out to do things, you know, first of all, we mentioned that there are many men, there are many of our men now that we admire them for the successes that they have financially, who in their personal lives are divorced or never been married, you know, or just have children with different women all around. But we never bring them out and make a comparison and make them seem like their success is unimportant or their success is not complete because of the issues that they're having in their family lives. But with the woman, it's always made to seem that because she has some issues, then she's not completely successful. So that was why I'm a bit uncomfortable with the way it was couched. Okay. Everyone has issues. And sometimes, you know, we hope that we're able to balance it. Many men are able to succeed and go as far as they want to go because they also have a strong support system. A woman is more willing, you know, to be in the background, supporting, you know, the house, so he's able to run. But some women will tell you, or many women will tell you that when they are the ones who have to, you know, go out and look for this success, they usually don't have the sort of support that a man would have at home because that man does not feel that it's his duty to be home giving you background support. And that now, you know, pulls you into in different directions. Right. So you're not completely, as they would describe it, completely successful. Okay, so for me, it's more of the question of, are we getting the support, are women getting the support that they need, you know, at home so that they can do this, chase their dreams.
So let me come to you, Ramati, for a second, because the tweets were going on and people were talking about the fact that men just can't understand or appreciate powerful women's success. They don't want successful women. And you don't know a man until you see a man who is able to hold his own, the successful wife. That's when you now know the ability or the resilience of a man, you know, to hold himself together as a family. What are your own thoughts on this message? Do you think women are having to choose from either their career or their families?
Okay, so for me, especially from where I come from, the North, most men don't really want their wives to work. They don't really want their wives to be engaged in a career path, or it's just recently now that they are beginning to accept. But most times, they really don't want their wives to work. So in that place, they really juggle, they really struggle. So they love that submissive wife kind of a thing. Let her stay at home and just be submissive to me totally. I used to have a friend that was in school. She read medicine. And the husband, you know, he was dating her while she was in school. When she graduated, she was going for housemanship and everything. And then he now started complaining that he's not always around at night, and he's not ready to let her continue with her career, and that he's going to, he doesn't want it anymore. He's someone that went to school, and you know those days when we read medicine, you read medicine for like 11 years because you have all these prerequisite courses that you have to redo. She had to leave that job just so that she can satisfy her husband and stay at home. She stayed at home, and she was, you know, and her career just went, all her mates went forward, and she was at home. And then after a while, when he was now tired or something, I would say he was tired because at some point he now went and got married to his second wife. And he got a wife that read law. He brought a lawyer, and that one was practicing her job and everything. And then that first one, you stopped her from continuing with her own career. That affected her so much because, of course, her mates had already gone far. She couldn't catch up. Right. So she was depressed and she was down. And
but life happens to people. You know, you choose your own, as somebody was saying, you choose your own hustle. Be a housewife and accept it and find fulfillment in it. Be a career woman. Whatever comes with that territory, accept it and don't blame because my own worry is that saying you're blaming your spouse for hating your success. But the truth is that you have, as you're building your career, the truth is something has to give, either the family or the spouse, because your career is extremely important to you. But some always try to argue that, no, I can have it all. And sometimes, can you really have it all, YK?
When we started talking about this, I Googled the ex-CEO of PepsiCo.
Okay.
She is a woman, and she was one of the most powerful women when she was the CEO. And she said, the truth is, there is no such thing as balancing work and family. It's a constant juggling act. And many times, the people around, like our life partners, who make this juggling possible, it's our life partner who makes this juggling possible. Yeah. It's a reminder that family isn't female. Family is family.
Good.
This was in a message, a Valentine message she put to her husband. She also said her husband made a statement before, while she was the CEO, said that her life is full. Her husband would tell her that the company came first, her daughter second, her mother top, and that he is at the lower rung of the list. And she said to him, you should be happy you even made the list. I watched that interview, actually. I watched it and I was like, wow. Okay, and the guy was smiling.
Yeah. So it sort of makes my point, which is support is needed. Yes. For it to look as people are describing it, for it to look complete.
If the husband doesn't support your success, there is no way.
But I want to bring in an angle that might be very, very worrisome, even to me. Because I went for an event over the weekend, and I saw a couple. They recently got married. He's in his 60s, she's in her early 50s, and they were so happy. And the kind of joy I could see on their faces is different from the kind of joy I'll see on a 30-year-old or 40-year-old, maybe two partners, trying to just go through life. I met another couple too. They also recently got married in their 50s.
I love it for them.
Now, what I saw is two adults who have built their career individually to a point without anybody weighing them down or comparing or issues of life. Built their careers to a point where these women are, maybe they're divorced, or maybe a young lady, she's just by herself, she's single, focuses, and she gets to a peak. In getting to that peak, she meets somebody also at that peak, at that level, and then they get married. Like, that love is so sweet. It's sweet in the sense that there's no competition. But many young couples are finding where we are in our 20s. We are now hustling through life, struggling. You are doing this, you get a job here, I didn't get a job, I got fired, I'm doing this, we're building. And there's a lot of strain in that relationship. Some are able to pull through and get to that part. But others fall over, either they get divorced, the children come in, there are issues of life. And they're trying to focus on their career, they're making choices. So there's a lot of struggle. And some people survive, but many don't. And they don't get to that point where, okay, we're in the 50s now, we've saved enough money, now we can travel to the Cancun and be, they are still hustling. So my question is, in this part of the world, we try to get young people to go out, you're 20, you've left to go and get married. Should we still be preaching that? Because the truth is that others will say, have your career, live your life to the fullest. When your spouse, your wife comes or your husband comes, then you get married. But we don't preach that here. I want to, after university, start finding somebody. So is that still, should that argument or that directive still hold water today in 2024?
Okay, so listening to that, for me, it just says that success looks different for different people. And these older people who have lived their lives, achieved all that they need to achieve, finally now focusing on their personal, romantic, whatever.
Their personal happiness.
Their personal happiness, is another way of looking at success. But before they got there, there were struggles, either individually or with some partner, right? So, yeah, so
perfect example of what
exactly, But the thing is, the person that they were with while they were struggling and coming up, and they put in the work somewhere. They made sacrifices somewhere. So there's no complete successful picture without that sacrifice. So that's why I did not like the way that our topic was couched, because the way you saw that couple, you just saw a successfully happy couple. But someone will look at it and zoom in the fact that they are older, and if they've never had children, you're thinking, are they going to now have children? And then when they do start having children, all the struggles that they may have, you know, that they did not have to go through then they will have to go through now, because they are now raising children at a much older age. And sometimes there's some things that money can really not do for you. You still have to run after the baby and carry the baby and cuddle the baby, and that puts some strain on you. And as an older couple, father and mother, are you able to hold on, you know, as much as a younger person? So that's one. But I feel really that this topic for me is about those who look at women specifically and try to determine what is happiness for her. A woman, and I see that many Nigerians especially, we are much more kinder to the woman who is not career driven. Oh, she's at home and she's taking care of the children. Oh, then she's successful. That is a real woman. But that woman that is also climbing the ladder and working, I almost said the other word, and working tirelessly and, you know, providing for the family. That's also a good woman in a different way. I want us to be able to appreciate women in their different endeavors. They're different women, different personalities, different struggles. But as long as this person has put, you know, her family is important to her, then we should allow people to be successful in the different ways that they can find success. I don't like it because we don't bring these men and dissect their successes because of their personal issues. We don't do that to them.
Maybe we're going to a very short break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines to get you to join the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Dreams become reality when excellence is second nature.
When it's a promise you make.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Benga Dainka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So,
okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this, because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait. And
God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, for when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century, speaking advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. The way this conversation is going, it has really it's gotten away from the initial post.
Okay.
Because I moved into the point where I was talking about older love.
Yeah.
And I was saying that Wyke is a perfect example of what I was trying to say. And young people younger than even me, are looking at people like Wyke and saying, I want to be a Wyke. Wyke went through a divorce. She was building her career, finding her feet. And then now, she's much older, but she's found true love and she's good. And you're having love on your own terms.
Okay.
Nobody's forcing you to sign the paper. You're saying, listen, we're together and you're adults and you're happy, you're good people. A lot of young people who are seeing marriages breaking up left and center are thinking that, I see where I can say, you know what, this is an option. Let me focus on my career. Let me not even worry about any man or no man. Let me do my thing. They're building companies that are successful, hoping that when they get to a certain level, maybe they'll meet a man at that level. So nobody has really answered my question. My question is that a permissible thing to encourage young people of today to begin to consider? Because many of them are seeing that lots of marriages, those of you that have come together, oh, I love you, 20-year-old, they're getting married, having issues. Many of them are breaking up, and it's like either something has to give. Either you have to sacrifice your family, you have to sacrifice your children, sacrifice your work. So something has to give. And to have it all, let me just focus on my career, be the best I can be, and then be in my 50s, find good love, and be happy. I can even save my egg. I can freeze my egg at 25. That's the truth. I can freeze it. And when I meet my guy at 50, I can bring out the egg and have kids. And there was a friend of mine recently had a child. Both of us, we got married around the same time. I went to her, see her babe, see her. She had her first child last year. And I went to see her in December. And she was so happy. Now, this is a girl that we got married around the same time. But she has really built her career. I don't want to say big girl, but she's doing very well. Okay. Her and her husband live in Banana Island. They have a good career. They are doing well. And I saw how she was doting on her babies. I said, you know what? God has blessed you. Because where you are right now, she's reading books on parenting. She's raising her children. Now, she's not worried about salary because the money is there. She's not going to raise her child right. We were doing it. We're just doing it as we go. We're just raising the kids, picking them up. Okay, let's just figure it out. But she is intentional. She's intentional about raising. Everything is regimented. She's paying attention. She's there with her child. She has nannies there, but they're all there. So as an adult, she's making better decisions to raise it. And I said, girl, everything happens for different reasons. All things work together for good. Yes, I had my own experience, which I'm grateful for. It was my own experience. But you now, you know what you're doing. Focus. You're planning your kid's life because you're not worrying anymore about promotions, issues in the office. You have your own business that is thriving. And you're good. So there are different things. So a lot of people are seeing that and thinking, why am I struggling to meet somebody at 20 and 25 and get married? Why am I putting keep myself under pressure? I mean, what do you think, Ramat?
Okay, me personally, honestly speaking, I'm not my child to marry my daughters. They're not going to marry early. I usually tell them that you're going to marry at the age of 30, for example. You need to build your career. You need to know yourself. You need to know what you can take from, what you can accommodate from a partner. First of all, build yourself, build your career. Like my daughter, she wants to read medicine. And I know that, when you get married, marriage wahala, husband wahala, and then you get pregnant, it affects your career growth, whether we like it or not. Like me, I always tell myself that I know that if I decide to get pregnant today, I know that 2 years now will be cancelled because I have to be taking the child for immunization, up and down, all of that. And all of that slows your career. Yeah. It slows everything. So for me, I would say my child should hold on till they are like 30 above.
Yeah? Are you sure?
There's no rush.
Are you sure?
No rush.
Are you sure? Easier said than done.
There's no rush.
Okay. Let me take this call from Damilola and I'll come to you, Mariam. Okay. Good morning, Damilola.
Yeah, good morning, Morayo.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
And every other person there.
Thank you.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. The lady on white, your first comment, I really appreciate it. I don't know what's wrong with women. So why we are being raised in such a way that we are made to believe that women are to be at home. And why are we raising our children to feel that a woman who goes to work, maybe 9 to 5, will have to come back home, make breakfast, do lunch, do dinner for you? And the way some of us are being raised, even the parents get to start telling their girls, man, you know you're a girl, you're going to your husband's house. Who so fucking tells you that a boy should not cook?
Excuse me, you don't use that language on national TV. Hello, sir. You can't use that language on TV, please. What's I froze?
He's really upset. But
I get the emotion, but please, you have to. Mariam, we're going to say something.
Yes, you're talking about, living, parenting till you're much older. There have been...
Just parenting, living.
Well, people live in different ways, but you took out that marriage plus parenting and said, you can do the other things, which is face your career and everything, and then wait for the parenting part and the hard work part, the one that causes, the romantic part, the part that causes some tension that may affect you as you're building your career. And that's usually the parenting part. And that's also, there's statistics to show that people who have given birth much older, from 40 and above, actually said that they were more emotionally prepared, financially prepared to take up that responsibility. They felt that they were more confident, they felt more sure of themselves than those who had their children much younger. But they still also said, that's for that age group, 40 and above, that they wish they still had their children a bit younger, maybe 5 years younger. Because with that also it comes with its own issues, especially with health issues. Not many women will be able to afford freezing your eggs and putting it aside. Not many would have because as you know, biologically, physiologically, the ability to be able to carry a child. And yes, science has done a lot, you can have that, but it's a process and it takes time and it takes money. I don't think that being young and married is a bad thing on its own. I just feel that they cannot do it all by themselves. They would need support. That the more support you get from those who are older and around you, I think that's what has always helped younger people. But the way that our world is designed now, we're all on our own, trying to figure things out. And that's why the older couple, chasing their dreams and everything and coming in the end, is more sort of appealing to us now, because it means that I've sorted out all those issues that I won't have been able to sort out in my youth. I can do that now. Young people can still get married. There are, a few, of us, you see them, they're very young, they got married, they say they're the high school sweethearts or college sweethearts, and they're still thriving. But what I see that is consistent in those is that they had support, positive support, to help them. Where the way we were raised, where your mom is struggling to do this or do that, grandma will come and pick you up and go and stay, help her. As I'm raising my children in Lagos with my mom being away, I now realize how important it is to have people that are around you to help you. Because sometimes you get so frustrated. But the way it is done in modern times, you are the mother, you are the wife, you are the career woman, you are everything all at once. That is what puts the pressure on the marriage, not just the young, being young in itself.
I think we lost the caller. Okay, what are your thoughts? We're wrapping up on this very soon, but I was just putting that thinking out there, because many people have to start facing the reality, because a lot of young people don't want to get married. Many of them are not interested in relationships. They are building their careers. So it's just understanding the thinking where their head is at right now, and they're trying to pick the better options. Because I follow a lot of people on social media who, based on relationships, some of them are single. And you can see that many of them are not even thinking of settling, that they just feel like you that you are settled with somebody, they're even feeling pity for you. How are you managing?
So it's an option. So
it's an option.
Yeah.
So it's not, when we were younger, it wasn't an option. It was you expected to. Now it's an option. I don't want to get into that. So it's just putting out there that people must begin to prepare their minds for the reality of today.
Yeah, I think just choose your own what works for you. If I were a young person, I would choose what works for me. I got married very early. My marriage didn't last, and I moved on. And I never regretted not staying.
Yeah.
You know, but there are some people who will work at it and keep it. If you can work at it, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And you still love yourselves in your old age, and you have your time. Because, you see, I personally believe when you bring children into this world, you are responsible for them.
Yeah.
So when you now say you are abandoning your children, you are going for this meeting or that meeting,
that's a problem.
It's another person, and it's not your mother raising your children, it's maybe a house girl or raising your children. You are depriving that child of your own
motherhood.
That's me. I feel that you are depriving your child of being raised by you, of your own
values.
And I've seen a lot of videos of where house girls molest younger boys, the boys molest the girls.
Yeah.
So we have to really choose which one you want. If it's career you want, please stay with your career. Marry. Know that maybe you will not get married till you are 40. You will have your kids at 40. Fine.
I think we didn't really talk about that, about those who, if you're chasing your career, it means that you're abandoning the children. So you already have these children. And then you decide that I'm traveling all around the world, and these children will sort of sort themselves out. After all, children are resilient. They will forget. That is a problem. That is a mistake. I agree. But I'm saying that with most marriages, when a man is able to do a lot of these things because there's the woman at home to support.
Exactly.
So this also should be about men. Are you willing, really, to support a career woman who, has shown her strength in a certain way? And you probably, and we should allow some men also to be men that don't want to do this high-flying jobs. Really, there are some men that want a teaching job. I would just want to be a nice lecturer. I go to give my lectures, come home, I'm sitting surrounded by my children, and then give that sort of support for a woman to go as far. But for man and for the woman, if there's no support for your children, I'm sorry, you have to make the sacrifice of letting go of some of your career decisions to take care of the children, because really the children do come first. But if you have a partner and there's a problem with issues at home, it is not only the problem of a woman who is high-flying. It's also the problem of a man who has refused to play the role that he can play in the family, to help their family go
Western world,
better.
they are called house husbands.
Yeah, I don't want to say because Nigerian men will not like that.
No, I say in the Western world. I didn't say you should be a house husband. I'm just saying.
We have to wrap up on this.
One person will give, Sha.
Yeah. So I think really in a nutshell, what we've agreed is that a woman this season, many people have choices. You have choices to choose your career or choose your family. Whichever choices you make, own it with your chest. Whatever circumstances or whatever issues arise around that choice, just own it. And also, if young people decide not to get married early because they want to build their careers, it's their choices. I think also in this part of the world, we need to begin to respect adults' choices and understand it. We can regulate it a bit, but understand and respect people's choices. If they want to have children, they don't want to have children. It's their choice. So, but I think in a nutshell, a support system is good for anybody, man and woman, in their career, in family, in every area of their life. The support system is really crucial. Let's go on a short break now. I think we wrap. Do you have any tweets on this so we can wrap up? Any comments before we wrap up on this and move on to the next topic?
I don't have tweets.
You didn't take up
today.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Mina TP says a career woman is successful. A housewife is successful. Let everybody define what success means to them. I really love that.
Yes, that statement.
That's from Mrs. Ade.
Perfect way to end this segment. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll move on to our next topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
How do you make a complete meal in minutes?
Try add me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Made Kuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We'll not give you the time. Because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
About neuroplasticity.
And based on...
He asked a question that was subjective about high life. And he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, my day.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Seun Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
You can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
We
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7. This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goats when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because he didn't get it. You know, you know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bar hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
Were you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida? You know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass exam. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink out. If I land you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have
Madekuti in the view. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest. Because, ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We'll not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
Neuroplasticity.
And based on...
He asked a question that was subjective about high life. And he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of us.
Editor, scratch this part out.
That could have possibly composed the music.
Editor, scratch this part out.
Stupidity is an act of ignorance.
Hey God, my day.
Was composed by which Kuti?
Femi Kuti.
Is that your final answer?
God, I'm Sean Kuti. No, wait, Femi Kuti.
You said
Femi Kuti. Wait.
It can't be allowed.
No, you've not asked me anything.
Everyone.
You've not asked me anything. So my final answer.
No. All I have to say is this show is really about drinking.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
The questions don't matter.
That's the whole
Justice
idea.
is out the window.
We throw caution to
we
the
have
wind
no
right
morals here.
On the 7 of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now 1 chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana.
Thanks for staying with us. So there was an interesting post that went viral about a prom event in Uganda. You know, prom is a time where young kids, graduates from secondary school, look forward to this prom night. Where they get an opportunity to have a date, go for dinner. It's like a nice, lovely dinner. I remember my prom night. I had there's a guy. His name was Sean, I think, and he got a limousine to pick me up at the house. You know, myself and him, and he had the whole. We dressed really nice. What was it called? The corsage. And you know. And he picked me up, we had a nice front photo, and it was really a nice experience. So I know the feeling that you have a date and you have to come in looking grand, extra for the prom night. Now, I don't know how proms are done in Nigeria. I'm sure people bring their cars in and they drop them. You know, many people have drivers here, so their parents probably drop. They have schools do proms here.
They look forward to it.
So I know prom is such an important night for a teenager, especially when you're 16, you have just left secondary school. But in the video that we saw, these people came extra. Like the biggest of the biggest. There was a helicopter.
People
People came in and they were thinking, Is this Africa or is this United? Because it can't be Africa, because I don't know if our economy can, the African economy can sustain what we're seeing. But we saw it, and everybody's jaw just dropped. What are your thoughts when you saw the video? Okay, you understand?
I was just thinking, which kind of spoiled brats are this?
Okay.
Because in a country, you see, a country like Uganda, the poverty level is high. And this is my problem with all these with politicians that flaunt their money where there are so many poor people. You're having this kind of party where there are so many poor people who don't have 3 square meals. These kids will grow up and they will not consider those poor people. They will never, because they are not even being trained to consider these people. You are coming with helicopter to a prom night?
Okay, but me, the helicopter was a bit extreme, but I loved it.
Okay.
Honestly, I loved it because it's just for a day. They were all looking nice. Those cars, obviously, they may not be their personal cars. They were the hired cars.
Parents, of course.
But it was so lovely, the video.
Did you read it?
Like, it can't be their personal cars.
It's not their personal cars.
Obviously not their personal cars.
They'll have hired it.
Their parents' cars now.
Very lovely, honestly.
Hopefully our producers can get to the video and show. But I mean, when it comes to
yeah, so for me, it's I understand on the prom level for the students, I thought it was cute, nice, right? But I agree with YK on the fact that I'm from a country where there is widespread poverty.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see the show of wealth done like that. Yeah. It worries me because it shows that our problem is African-wide. You know, we don't pay attention to the impact of some things that we do. We don't know. Is it that we don't understand what it means to the general public, to people? You know, there are people sitting down. That's why people are waiting to get into government offices so that they can have this wealth as well, not to do anything for the country. Imagine if you had the children of, you know, these very rich politicians or African leaders, and they decided to use their prom to give back and made it a big issue. And then that's where, like, you know, the people would have more respect from that, because you come from a place. You know, you're not an island. You come from a place. There are people that live around you. You also come from privilege. You have to show that you understand that because of some people, yes, you have this privilege and you have responsibilities. I'll give you an example. Recently, I was watching a video and a lady asked, you know, this man who is a very wealthy man, that how do wealthy people raise their children so that they are more resilient? Because this is something we were talking about recently, that our children don't seem to have a lot of resilience. And he said that you need to be careful not to jump to solve all their problems. You know, if they have a problem, let them face it. And the reason why that is important for me, why I thought it was important and it stood out, is because in our culture, especially in Nigeria, when we're raising our children, especially when we've come to some money, we think that's the time that we should show and give them everything because we can. But what does that mean for the child as that child becomes an adult? What does that mean? What does that mean for a child who thinks that he can get a helicopter and fly down into whatever, and then we're showing up? You know how children are now. It makes you feel so important. Yes. And then entitled. You're entitled to this wealth. But it's just one day. No, but it may not. No. See, Steve Jobs that created the Apples, the late Steve Jobs. He's the one that created that computer, but he said he was not going to give his children access to that computer. We know of, what's his name, Bill Gates, who is saying that I'm not going to hand over my wealth to my children. I think Warren Buffett as well. They understand that you cannot give everything to a child and expect that child will grow up to be an adult that would, you know, get up and chase and be responsible for something. So that's what's about. We're not saying it's not a day, but the level of wealth that was shown here is just accumulated. I can bet you that there's so many other things that has happened with this group of kids.
So I hear you, Mariam. You're absolutely right. The opulence was shown. There was, but if you go to a certain school, there's certain schools. There's this big school that I know.
Is it the Charter House that is about to come home?
So there are certain schools you go. that you know that everybody there is a child of either a member of parliament or high level old money.
Yes.
And there is no way you not come for that kind of a prom without a limousine or a big car. It is the norm. It's, for you, we are regular human beings. We see it as a big deal. To them, it's just a freaking helicopter. What is the big deal?
It's a big deal because it's in Uganda. It's a big deal because it's in Nigeria. It's a big deal because you are from this country where people are suffering. It does not make sense to do that show of opulence from places like this.
A slum in America is like 1004.
YK.
Yeah, but it's true.
I'm not lying.
It's true.
I've
there are
seen
slums and there are slums. You're talking about projects.
Look,
that's project, but there are real slums.
Recently, we were supposed to discuss it, but we didn't discuss it. A politician thought that he had done something very good for his constituents and gave them that thing that they used to wrap. You people used to wrap dead bodies, the white cloth and clay pots to bury dead body. That is, in his own estimation, that is what he should give his people. He did not think, let me start building houses for them to stay so that they don't die and they don't even need the
pay for hospital bills.
He
did not think
of let me build hospitals so that they won't die. Let me just treat their dead body. Come on.
He's a lawmaker. He doesn't have that kind of...
We don't think about people.
Let's show the video. I hear you. Let's show the video so that those who don't know what we're talking about can see.
I have to confess.
Honestly, please, if the producer can hear me, please, can you help me go and look for a slum in Uganda?
Yes.
And show the slum.
And show the slum. That you see, when you are showing off this kind of opulence to your people, how you don't give your people hope. So we become hopeless.
The hope is in getting that position.
What's the difference, YK? What's the difference in this when you see politicians come in convoys in these kind of cars too? No, they also it's the same thing.
They're all
so
that is why I'm talking. That is why, because in my own country they can do it. I'm sure they even do it. They even do more than that. It's because we don't have video.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll open our phone lines and take some calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7. It's Owen G. What is the name? Or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goats. When they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat?
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
Were you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida? You know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass exam. Don't drink this thing. Well, baby, you are on here. Drink out. If I land you.
So you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. Very just.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing this video that trended from Uganda of a prom night. And I was trying to highlight how important prom is for every teenager who's graduating from secondary school. It's a big deal. Back then, it wasn't this elaborate where they do the hair and the long. I mean, I had a lovely dress. You know, just simple hair, but now they've gone haywire. They've gone nuclear. They do their hair, they're styled, you know. So there's a lot of pressure everywhere. But I mean, I hear the conversation of you can't be displaying this sort of opulence in a country like Uganda, obviously, and even anywhere in Africa. In fairness, because there's slums everywhere, and there are poor people everywhere. So it might not be nice, or it's quite distasteful to do that on social media. But the reality is that parents see it as, I have worked for my money. I have earned this car that I drive. And if my child wants to use this vehicle for this one night, for her prom, that's what the prom is. You're supposed to go there and, you know, sweep the girl off her feet, be very, very romantic, and get her in this beautiful car. That's the idea. So why are we making a fuss over just a one-day, one-off thing?
So to me, I honestly, the video is interesting to me, honestly speaking. It's something that I would love to do. I would like to do it. Because these are kids. It's just like the normal O and B. It's a day's thing. It's a day thing.
Okay.
They will just go enjoy themselves. They come in their exotic cars.
Compete with each other.
Most importantly, those cars, I'm sure most of them, they rented those cars.
Yeah.
They don't belong to their parents. So it's okay for them to come. It's just like the Owambe parties. We spend money in our Owambe.
Is that a good way? What our kids learn is like you're encouraging competition.
It may not, it's not even, for me, what I see, I'm so happy that you went there. What are we teaching children? What are we teaching children from Africa that are aware of the issues in Africa? What are we teaching children of privilege in Africa that are aware of the issues in Africa? That is what I would like for us to really take the time to think about it. You know, there are just a small percentage of our children that come from, this sort of socioeconomic background. How would we like for them to give back? Should it be really about showing off of wealth and trying to compete with their counterparts in Europe, in the Western world? And those people have decades and decades and centuries of wealth that, what they're showing off is a tiny percentage, of their country's wealth, of the continent's wealth. For Africa, we know we're all Africans. We understand that for African children to be able to show that a lot of money that was not meant to be there has been used. What are we telling a child about renting a helicopter to go for? You're renting a helicopter to come for prom. For me, I just think that we're not putting our priorities right. I was looking at Uganda's, numbers, and they said Uganda falls among the poorest countries in the world. A large share of its population live below the poverty line, and so these are some of the things when we talk about even our country, that when we have this sort of numbers, this sort of socioeconomic issues, what should we see those who live in privilege, are doing? If it was their fathers and their mothers that were doing it, there's a likelihood we may forgive them because we say, they earned it, they worked for it, they were appointed into it. But to now take it on to the level of your children, I just feel that you're sending the wrong message. So another child is looking and thinking, what is his father doing? That's what I want to do, And I know that, one thing I was trying to look for is the percentage of billionaires in Uganda. I'll check it and then we'll look at it. Let's see if that matches with the number of billionaires they have in their country.
Let me take this call from Deborah. Thanks for calling from Margot. You're live. Hello, Deborah, you're live on TV. Go ahead, please. I think we listen to the TV. Mike, you're going to say something.
I wanted Ramatu to talk because she thinks that it was very tasteful. So please defend yourself. Because
I feel it's tasteful because I feel that it's just a day thing. The children should come and enjoy themselves. Just like the way when we go we don't spend so much money in weddings. At weddings. We spend so much money at weddings. And then we also go in exotic cars. When they bring the wife and the groom in an expensive car, they come, spend so much money, we lavish like so. Theirs is just happening because it's a prom, and things are evolving, things are changing.
Okay, let me take this call from Henry. He's calling from Dublin. You're live.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Hi.
Yeah. Good morning, Mariah and Whitey and all that. Yeah, my name is Henry.
Morning.
I've been a fan of this program for the past 10 years anyway, while I was in Nigeria and now here in Dublin. So I just to thank you guys for amazing job you ladies are doing. Okay, yeah. And for the conversation going, I think every no matter how poor a country is in Africa, there are rich people around it. And this happened to know one of the parents. She's here with me, one of the parents in this the kid in this video. So the thing is, we were talking about it yesterday. So I was talking with the mom, and she told me that look, the school is an international school. First of all, it's an international school, and these are rich kids in Uganda. So they just have to show the level. How rich their parents are. But the mom is not happy. She's here. She's a nurse. She's hustling. She's trying so hard. And she wasn't happy about the whole thing. It was the uncle that hired a car that the son used. So, it's just the way it is. I don't want to say much so she doesn't know I'm talking about her.
Yeah.
But
So thank you very much
guys.
for
I know
hearing.
my time is up. But just to let you know, I'm the anonymous person that bought 10 of your books and asked you to give it to people to read.
All right. Thank you very much, Anonymous. Thank you so much, Henry. So, you know, when he was talking about the fact that it was the international school, you know, I now remember that even on my own prom night, there were lots of limousines.
Yeah.
And that's when people make, all those limo companies make a lot of money. Back then, I don't think they use limos anymore now. Maybe they don't. But back then, I don't know what they use now. But back then, when you go to the venue, limousines will be passing like that, differently, because people, in fact, some kids rent together. There's a group. You can share the money, and I think we also shared about maybe 2 other prom couples. So it's that night where they want to just show that explicit opulence that we see, not because they are trying to throw it in people's faces, just so that they say we came here prepared for this event. So yeah, but I get the rationale and the reason that, listen, in Africa, maybe we shouldn't be doing that kind of thing, but hey, it was just one night.
So now let's talk about the culture. This is not an African culture, right?
It's not an African culture.
So when we finish secondary school, we do like send-off party, you know, and within our means, right? And for those that is even their culture, I was just going to go there where you said, I think you sort of did, it wasn't just you that rented the limousine.
There were 2 or 3 couples.
Exactly. Even the Oyinbo people. If we watch their prom movies, there were 4 of them, 4 couples, we get 1 limousine. Do you understand? It's
We don't have space for limousine in Africa. Oh. No, our roads are very, very narrow. So we can't do that. Okay, we have individual cars in Africa. We are different from them. Everybody has their own Jeep. Everybody has their own whatever it is. So we don't need limousines in this country. So we are doing that according to our own money.
They are doing according to their own money, where they understand that this is such an expensive thing that I will not get it for just my child. We will share in the thing. Do you understand? This is even their culture, but they also understand that it takes a lot of money. You see what happens with us when we take something that is not originally ours. We blow it. This is Uganda. My God, I cannot wait for 2024 prom. What will happen when Nigerians have now seen this video? We will see something. And that's the thing. We don't want that to be. I would like for us to be able to export some cultural thing that we do for our children. Yes, export it. Do you understand? That shows the sort of values that we hold dear. That our children, knowing that they are from Africa and things are going wrong, we make it a charity thing. We do a huge charity project for our end of year, whatever. And then we do a small get together and take pictures and do it with friends. This materialism is getting out of hand. We know. Do you understand? We understand. This is one day. For you as an adult, you understand it's one day. You see that boy that flew in that helicopter? When he's going to university, he will be looking for a helicopter. When do you understand?
Maria,
the child will just build upon this.
Let me reply, Maria. You see, the opulence that you see is because technology giving us cars. If this happened in the olden days, you see something similar.
Horses.
The horses will be decorated. You see how, because they used to describe my grandfather, who was the area of Lagos. See, when the man comes, he comes in damask. The man he liked damask, and you see him, he was very wealthy. When he comes into your room, you know that the Slim Abiodun Fuja has entered, because he had that's how we are as Africans. We are very extravagant like that. So it's because we have cars. If there were not cars, we will use our horses. We will use whatever it is, and you see the same type of opulence. So it's not about the taking foreign culture. Yes, we take it and we use it according to what we have. So I think it's not a foreign thing. It's who we are.
There's this comment here that says, please, which one is high school? I only know secondary and university. Someone please answer me.
Secondary.
Because this one is, in Nigeria we have nursery, primary,
and
secondary.
So unfortunately, lots of, see, again, I always tell Nigerians probably in our middle class. I've always said it's one day we will thank you for this thing.
Yeah.
That Nigeria's #1 problem are the middle class. The middle class.
It's not Nigerians that did this one.
Many Nigerians, they travel abroad. And they come with all these nice ideas. So abroad they have the high schools, they have so they bring it here, and then they change their format against maybe government's approval, just to sound international and foreign.
Yeah.
You know, we have high schools. It's year 1. I was telling my child the other day, you're going to primary 1 in September. My little one said, no, I'm going to year 1. I said, it's primary 1. He said, it's year 1. So it's all part of feeling We are foreign. We are different. That is the middle class problem I've been complaining about.
It's
the top class.
Go back to the
middle and top. They are all the same thing.
That is from the top. Yes. Let me tell you why it is from the top. Yes. Let me tell you why it is from the top. Because we like to feel, we like to be like Oyibo people. Whichever way we like to when if I do my hair, we want to be. Listen, let me finish. We want to be like Oyibo people. We like to portray the Oyibo culture too much. So Africans are not proud of their skin. They are not proud. You will see some will be bleaching, and it is. Look, do you know that I used to have a friend when I was no, I was a young girl. I was a young kid, and we used to walk the streets. I will escort her. She will escort me. I will escort. She was mixed race, so she was light. I was dark. If I wasn't sure of myself, I would have a complex because there is no car
that will not
stop, and it's her because of her skin. Me, because I was dark, nobody will look at me because I was working with a mixed race person.
That's preference.
It's not preference. It's because we have been trained to believe yellow is better than black. So our eye, that's what our eye sees, yellow. So it's these things, they, let me tell you, they can celebrate their prom. It's okay. It's okay. All I'm just saying is that in this part of the world, first, it's not our culture. Secondly, there is too much poverty. And a poor man that is watching will just be saying, let me be an armed robber and be like this.
Right, let me pause you. Evelyn has been holding for a while. I'm so sorry. Evelyn, are you there?
Yes.
I'm so sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
I want to contribute about what people are talking about.
Yes.
Actually, it's not good at all. First of all, it is not our culture as Africans.
Yes.
I don't know why we kind of portray Oyibo people, so-called Oyibo people, we enjoy them and we try to throw away our own culture. I cannot. Yes, prom is good. It's good to go and enjoy yourself, but not lavishing money when people around are so poor. And then you spend money anyhow on the child. And then there's another child out there looking at them. That's why we promote Yahoo Plus and Yahoo this and Yahoo that. Because the other children seeing this and they'll say, yes, I want to do any kind of thing so that I can provide for my child. And it's really, really bad. It's troublesome to our continent. Thank you.
You know, there was an event last year called Torati,
Nigeria,
in Lagos. And maybe people had their cars, of course. They're not projecting the cars. But the point I was trying to make earlier is that even in our Africanness, if we choose to go with what Keke said, let us be African, wear your natural hair, wear your Accra, even in that, we can still project, we can even still amplify opulence in different ways. So it's not just about the cars. And the reason why this is a hot topic is because we saw cars. But that issue of opulence is not because of the technology. It's because of the innate Africanness to express your culture.
My body is shaking. I want to answer. See, let's talk about the multiplier effect of wanting cars like that and helicopters like that at the detriment of their country's foreign exchange. So if we did the culturati, as you said, and we did it big, you know, and the effect of that is that it goes down into our economy. These cars and whatever, they're all imported. So that's why we cannot look at everything just as face value. There's deeper meanings to that. I'm looking at, someone sent me a comment that says that the helicopter was hired for over 3 million Ugandan shillings. Wow. You know that the value of their money is so bad, you know. And compared to Naira, it's about 1-point-something million Naira for that helicopter.
For one night.
Yeah, for one night. And, you know, if that sort of money was spent on things that were produced in Uganda, spent in Uganda, you know, enriching Ugandan people, then, then it will make sense. Then we would have events like this where it is strictly African, strictly Nigerian, strictly black that enriches our people somehow. The Oyinbo people always build these commercial events around their you know, around their holidays and things. Yes, and then they are making money off it. They have commercialized Christmas. They have commercialized everything, and they are making money for their countries. What is it that we have?
The Prom is being commercialized. You pay for the hall, you pay for the food, and it's commercialized.
Good, that's what I'm saying. But it's making money for their country. For us, when we do it, we now have to import all these things, making money for their country still.
In dollars.
So imagine if we were doing things that were just African.
Let me take a few comments.
You know,
wait, before you respond, let your blood calm down first. Let me read some. Otuba Karim said, good morning, Muriah. The ladies, this is one of the reasons why corruption and crime has become an incurable cancer in our society. What happens to some of the parents of the classmates who cannot afford this opulence? Such children may inadvertently go into crime to belong. It might even interest you to find out that some of these little kids showing big boy, bigger, Olodo Rapata, they don't know anything. They have coconut head. They will be got 0.00 GPA. Okay.
So I was also going to say, you know, when you were saying they could have rented horses. So all the poor people we enjoy because they are all coming in horses.
Yeah.
They could have rented cow.
Yeah. Are you not hypocritical? Why?
I'm not being
it's nice to say. You see, we like to point fingers. We love, but YK, if YK.
Wait. I am not a rich person.
Yeah.
But there are some certain things I can enjoy in my life that I do make sure I try to enjoy them because you only live once. But when I'm doing it, I do it very quietly in my own corner. I don't go and show off to people that, see me.
Yes.
Where I have to where? You have not arrived in a country where there are so many poor people. Once your country, you have so many poor people, you as a person, you have not arrived anywhere. You are a non-starter. Start with your people. Then we know that you have progressed.
Yeah.
Come on, we are always oppressing each other. And this is part of this is the problem of Boko Haram. And this is the cause why this is the ripple effect.
Yeah.
We are oppressors. Stop oppressing your people.
But the point of where I'll come to Ramatu.
You that you agree.
The see of it is that all of us here,
we're
not riding bicycles. You are driving cars. Because if you are if we are about the poor people, nobody has money. We are in a poor country.
Exactly.
Everybody start riding bicycle.
Exactly.
Because you are a considerate Nigerian, that your car, sell it, buy a bicycle and ride it to work. Because you are considerate.
Oranges are
we are considerate of the poor. Because we're in a country where we're very poor. So everybody, including YK, let's expect our cars.
See now, for example, I will make my own money and I decide I want to rent that 3 million Uganda for my daughter to be inside. And then you come and tell me to worry about the people that are at the bottom. No. At that point in time, what I'm thinking about is my child's happiness. And me too, when I do it, I'll feel happy.
I'm happy that you said that. Because
that's not helping our argument.
Because that is the attitude we want to change.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You see, there's something I see these Oyibo people.
We're having a conversation here, rich conversation. Please calm down.
You know, one thing I noticed with Oyibo people, the British, is that you cannot
like Oyibo people.
No, I don't like Oyibo peoples a lot. Did I say peoples? Sorry, a lot.
We know everything.
There are some things that they do, right, that I think we can pick up from, and I like to compare some things because it will also highlight some of the things that we do better. So what I see these British people do is, and it used to make me wonder at first, like when you have accumulated wealth or you have a lot of money, the people don't fawn over you. They're not excited or impressed by you. Do you understand? They're impressed by the work that you do. So that culture doesn't have a culture of showing off of wealth like that. In America, you see that. But Oyinbo people, the British, you don't really see that unnecessary show of wealth.
Show off, actually.
Good. And that is something I would like for us to bring home. So we're not saying you are not working hard. We get it, you are. We're not saying that you should not enjoy some of the things that your hard work brings you. But we're
not
saying
that YK should ride a bicycle.
But we're saying that there's a place that we're going, and we need to be intentional about that. When we say to government, be intentional about this tightening of belt, it has to look like it as well as do it physically.
Yes.
It's because all of us come from different places. If we all believe that, it's about myself and at the government level, we still will not do it for people because we feel, I've gotten this position, I must show off my wealth, I don't care what anyone thinks. We need to change that mindset. Our children
we have to wrap up.
Who are you showing off to?
The show has ended. That is all we can take on today's show.
I'm just going to talk about people that have money. Can I just quickly say that?
Yes.
The very, very rich ones, you will never know. You will never. You only maybe their shoe is leather. You will never know.
Like Africa, we like to show
off. African man arrive.
Yes, we like to show you. We like to show off. Africans like to show off.
Zuckerberg gave to Yaba.
Was he not wearing t-shirts?
I wear t-shirts.
That's you know.
That t-shirt costs $5,000. Do you know? But you can never know.
That is all. I'll wear $5,000 shirts. You won't know it's $5,000. You won't
I'm sure you put those are whistles.
$5,000 shirt. You don't know it's $5,000. You okay?
You put it wrong with you. It will be $5,000 shirts incoming.
We will see.
If you don't even know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you that it's 5,000 and I'm wearing 5,000.
Why can't leave that one? Africa, please. Leave us the way we are. That's all we can take on.
Oppressors. We are oppressors.
See you tomorrow. We're not oppressors. See you tomorrow.
Well,